Hey guys, good morning. Good morning. Having your cup of coffee. Talking about working smarter, not harder this morning, and why working smarter, not harder is truly going to get you massive results when you take massive action. So that's the topic for today, and that's the focus, that's the mindset for today. How to take massive action while working smarter, not harder. Now, what do we mean by working smarter, not harder? If you've been working a business, an online business especially, focusing on your time, and let me get that off. I just put working smarter, not harder, right? Okay, so that's the focus for this morning. So the idea, guys, is if you can hear me. So the idea, guys, is if you're using an online business, over 92, 93% of people are using smartphones today, right? This is what people are using. So the first thing that I look at when people are doing an online business is, are they able to reach their audience on where their audience is hanging out? So if their audience is on a mobile device, but you're trying to reach them because your information, the way it's presented, whether it's ads or posting, blogs, videos, etc., if they only display correctly on desktops, then you're missing out. Then you're missing your audience, and you're not going to get better than 90% of your audience. So that's the first thing that you would learn in working smarter, not harder. Okay. The other question is, where are you fishing? Because people are fishing in the wrong pond with the wrong lure. If you're using bait that is only for saltwater fish, but you're fishing in freshwater, then you're never going to catch anything, because your bait is only attracting fish that swim or live in salt water, vice versa. If you're fishing in salt water and you're using bait that only attracts fish in freshwater, you get the point. How are we doing that when it comes to an online business, guys? If you're working harder, and I'm not judging anybody, or my opinion is just based on results that I see with myself and with others. But for example, if you were to try and sell your business, sell your concept only belly to belly, face to face, and your business was based on building a large network, a large team, having a large group in multiple countries, then good luck. It's going to take you forever, because unless you're face to face in front of people, and the idea is that most people, they are doing things with using snail mail type of approach, using the old ad. That's why I like this image, because this image really says it all. If you notice this image here, which is pretty cool, I think, let me put this image back up here. So the idea of working slow like a turtle, working harder like a turtle, or using technology to boost, right? Because if you use technology that can boost your business and automate it, there's many different types of technology. There's automation technology in terms of autoresponders and creating a follow-up series. There's also ways to do it using Facebook Messenger. There are a lot of ways that you can continue to get your message out, but you have to know where your audience is hanging out and how you are reaching them. You know, what device are you using to reach them on? Are you using their desktop, laptop? Does your content display properly, correctly, if you have a website or a blog? How does it display on their mobile devices, on their tablets? So that's another way of working smarter, not harder, because the more ways you can find to reach your audience. Now, one thing that I know that's working really great, that I teach in my offline online course, is using a methodology, a platform where you can share videos, because people nowadays, they can watch or listen, you know, and it's a podcast, like a vodcast. It's a video with audio. So even if they're driving in their car, they can still listen to it, and it will display on their mobile device. They probably will, most people on their mobile devices can either access through a hotspot, or they can just use their data. So the way that you're connecting with your audience is the question. Are you working like a turtle, moving at snail's pace and using old school methodology? You know, I'm not saying that sending out mail, snail mail, is bad in every instance. But if you're looking to build a team with a product that has mass appeal, that can reach into tens of hundreds of different countries, then you're not going to reach them if you're just using the postal service. It just doesn't make sense. And the time it takes, right? If I can show you how to recruit people into your business in 6 to 45 minutes, then why would you want to use snail mail? Why would you want to use mail, period? Right? So the key is, the question is, what tools are you using to accomplish your goal of reaching the masses, if you want to take massive action, and working smarter, not harder? It's very complicated for the novice, for the new person. Even, I would say, intermediate online marketers are still struggling, especially if you're a micropreneur or a micro enterprise, you know, where you're the business, you know, you don't have anybody helping you. Whether you're using outsourced services, or, you know, you're doing all the grunt work yourself, design, creating, producing. One of the things that I teach in the course is which tools work, because there's so many moving parts to the internet, to online businesses. What platforms are the most popular, are the easiest to get up and running, and then how to get somebody to get you so that you can do it yourself. The DIY, especially where you're a single business owner starting up, your costs are going to keep way low. You just have to learn a little bit, and the learning curve is faster when you get a mentor. So learning how to have smarter intelligence in terms of what's getting the best results for the least amount of effort, for the least amount of cost. Smarter, not harder, right? When I was a senior tech advisor for Tony Robbins, His business or his company was called Business Breakthroughs International, right? And he had partnered with a guy who was a genius who wrote a book called The Ultimate Sales Machine. And he teaches, and I learned how to turbocharge other clients' businesses. Now we're talking about multi-million dollar businesses where their average cost to implement a business breakthroughs, or we call it BBI strategy, was anywhere from $15,000 to $25,000 on the front end. Okay. And I would get, so if I made 100, 200,000 in gross sales for the month, I would get a percentage of that for implementing, and I would know how to implement myself. So I would do it for them, because obviously these guys, CEOs and company owners, presidents of companies, etc., they weren't going to do it themselves. In fact, they weren't even going to have their team do it. We would do it. And many times I would do it. So I would have to be the senior tech advisor to go in and do all this stuff. Well, after doing that for 2 years or so, guess what happens? You become pretty good at it. And so now my skills, my talents, I pass on to other business owners, but I don't charge you $15,000 to $25,000. It's a fraction of that, but nonetheless, you still need it because you're a micropreneur. You don't have the millions and millions of dollars. And in order for you to see success, you need to get results so that your product can be sold or your service. So the question becomes, is not just working smarter, not harder, but also getting out of your ego, putting your ego aside. So let's say that you're hungry. So you're going to take massive action. You're not lazy. You're going to get up. You're going to do the work. But the second part is, are you coachable and teachable, willing to admit that you don't know it all, that you don't know what you don't know, you have unconscious incompetence, and you need a mentor who can help you and guide you and coach you so that you can get liftoff. Once you have liftoff, then you can get onto cruising speed, cruising altitude. Then you could probably stay up there for a while. And that's the issue. It's getting from the ground off the ground, right? And that's how this whole process works. Look, guys, I've given you enough to go on. You have enough to decide, look in the mirror and say, what will it take for you to get to the next level? You have the ability to take massive action. Now the question is, are you coachable and teachable? Find yourself a mentor. Find yourself someone who can show you all the things that I'm talking about so that you can work smarter, not harder, and see some results for your massive action. With that, guys, I say peace out, and I will see you at the top. All the things that I'm talking about so that you can work smarter, not harder.